when I was a sophomore in high school. My pastor was a pastor by the name of Ty Guy. He actually was associate pastor here for a number of years at First Baptist Church here in Stockton. And he was my youth pastor when I was a sophomore, and I still remember the day that he brought a young girl around to introduce to each of us who were in our youth group. We had a larger youth group, and so there was probably 50, 60, 70 kids in the youth group. And so Ty walked into the room where we met, and he had this young girl with him, and he would introduce her to all the different people groups that were around there. And you know how it is in high school. You like being with your friends, and you like being with your friends, and you like being with your friends, and people are just looking for some type of acceptance. And so Ty walked this girl around, just kind of had her introduced to each of the different groups, to the girl groups, to the guy groups, to the guy and girl groups, whatever it may be. And I remember, just talking with her a little bit, making a little bit of small talk, and then he kind of took her to another place and such. Her name was Addie Stevenson. I still remember her name, Addie Stevenson, because she came once. I think she came a second time. She didn't go to my high school. She went to a high school across town. But about a month after I first met her, we opened up the newspaper and saw that she had taken her life. She killed herself. And I remember Ty using that as a teaching moment for the leadership in our youth group. He said, here was a girl, went to high school, same age as most of you, whether she was at your high school or not. And she came to our church, and she was looking for acceptance. She was looking for a reason to live. She was looking for, is there a God in heaven who accepts me and loves me? And what we all came to realize was we could have done a better job at accepting her, of giving her some friendships, because she wasn't getting it in her family. She wasn't getting it in her school. And sadly, she didn't get it in our church. And since that day, I've made a vow that anybody who comes through those doors, if I can meet them, if I can talk to them, if I can remember their name, I want to remember their name, because Addie Stevenson is a name that's burned into my memory. And I hope someday I'll see her in heaven. I don't know what her faith was like before. I still don't know, but I know it impacted my faith. And hopefully it impacted many people's faith behind me, because hopefully I've done a better job of accepting you and bringing you into the church. And yet it's just not my responsibility. It's all of our responsibilities to say, let's love, let's care. And it's not only the people who come into this church, but it's the people that we should be inviting into this church as well.